Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time for Greg B. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, commentaries, list ranking, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box under the video. And this is for a film from 2001 called The Wash, which is kind of a remake of the 70s car wash film. I say kind of because it doesn't follow the story beat for beat, but it's still a slice of life at a car wash. Only this time you got Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Now, it's written and directed by a guy named DJ Pooh. I went, why does that sound familiar? He co-wrote Friday, which I love Friday. He has a role in this film, much later on, but he also played Red in the first Friday. He's a guy that got knocked the fuck out by Tiny Lister Jr. When Debo punches him, and then Chris Tucker's like, "You got knocked the fuck out." That's DJ Pooh. So he wrote and directed this. And I will say, for the first third of the film, I was not liking this film at all. I'm like, oh my god, this is really irritating and annoying. The way it opens is like a weird Foot Locker ad. Because it's black and white, and we see still pictures. Or like a really cheap Nike ad. I don't know, I mean, it's to establish Dr. Dre's previous job, and then he got fired or whatever, and then he's now looking for a new job. Snoop Dogg works at a car wash, and so Dr. Dre's like, hey, let me see if I can get a job there as well. Because his half of the rent is due. And Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, they're not Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. They're not great actors. Like Ice Cube, I've given him some crap because of his choices, like Ride Along and what was that school one? Fist Fight. But I mean, if I watch Anaconda, or I watch Boys in the Hood, or if I watch what was the one movie? Even Ghosts of Mars, or Friday, of course, next Friday. Oh, you know what? He's one of the better rapper turned actors compared to like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. When you don't have someone like Chris Tucker as the lead, that definitely hurts as well. Because they're not the most charismatic, talented actors. They're just not. Now, there is a rapper in this film who is, called Eminem. Sadly, he's not in the film much, but when he popped up as a guy, he has a couple scenes throughout the film. He used to work at the car wash, so he'll call the boss, played by George Wallace, and he'll cuss the guy out and threaten him. I'm like, wow, Eminem. I remember him being good in 8 Mile, and again, the few scenes I'm like, wow, he's got some energy and believability. And I'm like, wow, he's actually like the best actor in the movie. I got the motherfucking AK, and I'm gonna spray every motherfucker from around your way. I mean, wow, okay, he brought, like, energy. Alright, why isn't he the fucking lead? I mean, why isn't he one of the leads? I think he went uncredited because then they could say that 8 Mile was his screen debut, not The Wash. But again, early on, like, Dr. Dre gets on a bus, because his car got a thing on it. And, like, there's this fat woman and squishes him by the window, and I'm like, oh, these are the jokes. Okay. So he goes there, he gets a job as an assistant manager. And he's like, wow, okay, this is pretty cool. What's going on here? Well, that's when the movie starts getting better. When they're focusing more on the car wash, and you have this assembly line of people coming in, stunt casting, however you want to call it, that's when the film starts getting a bit better. And then there's certain sections that you just see separately, and you go, okay, that's kind of a funny scene there, and that's kind of a funny scene there. Like George Wallace is talking to these two employees. He calls you asshole and asshole light. Tommy Chan has a cameo trying to sell Snoop Dogg a bond. Okay, no, wait. Stretch that. I can sell you the bond and the weed's free. That way I'm not dealing. Okay? But I mean, I'm a big Cheech and Chong fan, so it was cool to see Tommy Chan there. And again, that's where Eminem's making the angry phone calls. Pauly Shore makes a cameo because he's stuck in a trunk. Get me out, I fucked this guy's sister. And then, they push him back in and close the trunk. Other people, Ludacris is in there. Actually, one of the funnier moments where someone used Windex on the tires. And it's like, why are you using Windex? Is that a window? Can you see through this motherfucker? No? You don't put Windex on a tire, man. I think because, again, Ludacris, when you watch him in some of the Fast and Furious movies, he's not that bad of an actor either. Like, compared to others. Like 50 Cent. And I thought, like, hey, that scene was played off rather entertaining. I mean, even then, like, there's really not much of a plot. Snoop Dogg is caught on camera stealing, and the boss tells Dr. Dre, well, you're now the assistant manager. It's your decision what to do. And the guy pretty much warns Snoop Dogg, hey, he caught you stealing. And then Snoop Dogg just acted like an asshole, acted like a bitch. Oh, who this guy think he is? I'm the one that pretty much, you told him about this motherfucking job. I'm like, he just acted like a bitch. Dr. Dre isn't really doing anything, let alone needing to apologize later. He didn't do anything wrong. So it's a very slim plot. It's pretty much a bunch of little set pieces put together. And the little set pieces are funnier than the plot itself. Shaquille O'Neal makes a cameo as this one girl's brother, and he knocks a guy out. And then Shaq looks at the camera and then leaves. But it's done like, okay, that was supposed to be done on purpose. I'm like, well, I wonder why did the director tell him, okay, when you do that, look at the camera. It's not like, that type of, I don't know. And again, the weird thing is, the film's a time waster, but it's not because of his leads. In a way, the two leads are the weakest part of this movie. It's the supporting cast that makes it entertaining. And I don't know what it is with me. If you watch my videos a while, you'll notice. I won't get a handling on a movie until I'm actually talking about it out loud. And it's like, yeah, that is the thing. The two leads, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, are the worst guys in the movie. So again, that's what makes it where it's not on par to me with Friday or the films like Cheech and Chong, Harold and Kumar, like other team-up movies or buddy movies. Because it's, oh wow, there's Tommy Chan, he's kind of he's funny, and even Ludacris, his cameo's funny, and Eminem calling in is funny. And the third act, when the boss gets taken by these kidnappers, and one of the kidnappers is DJ Pooh, the director himself. And again, the guy who played Red, the guy who got knocked the fuck out in Friday. I think in real life he was a record producer, and then he got to direct and write and such. He's entertaining. And just being a very dumb robber amongst other robbers. Like, he tries to call in for the ransom, and DJ Pooh's like, well, what do I say? Oh, we want 50 cent, fool. Wait a minute. We doing this about 2 punk-ass quarters? No, 50,000. Oh. Or like later on, they're trying to find a way to, our leads are trying to find a way to save the boss. So they tell a lady, pretend you're like from the Census Bureau, and try to see if you get some info. And DJ Pooh just takes it, and he's just being like the kindest customer. Oh yeah, hey, oh yeah, there's this guy here, and there's this guy here. And his interactions with George Wallace, the boss who's tied up. Again, that's the stuff that made it a bit more tolerable and entertaining. Like I said, were the supporting cast. And Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, I'm not going to sit here and say they're the worst actors ever, or the worst rapper turned actors ever. I mean, if you're giving me a choice between them and 50 Cent, I'll take them over 50 Cent. If you're giving me a choice between them and... Who's the guy in that one... is a Treach and Ticker, the Steven Seagal film? I think Nas. I think it was Nas. But there's Nas, there's Treach, there's Trickle, there's Sickle, there's... I'm definitely the haunty guy talking about rappers, but... you had great ones like Tupac. He was a great actor as a rapper. Eminem... I don't know why Eminem decided not to act more, because he was actually rather good. Like, he kind of fit as an actor. I guess by choice he didn't want to do it anymore. Which is too bad, because, again, he seemed like one of the better ones. Like, a natural talent for it. Ice Cube I would put there. Ice-T I would put up there. Then, like, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre are kind of meh, in the middle. And then people like 50 Cent and Nas and Tretch and whoever the hell was in that one movie that Jeff Speakman had a cameo. Hot Boys. Was it called Hot Boys? Wow. I think it was called Hot Boys. With a Z. Boys. It's funny, I reviewed that film. I don't remember that movie. I remember the cameos in the movie. I don't remember... the lead in the movie, which he just says something. But anyway, some people don't ask, well, do you like it more or less than the original Car Wash? I mean, well, the original Car Wash had a great theme song, and you had a Richard Pryor cameo. So that helps edge this out. But, again, it's not the worst thing I've seen. Not by far. Again, it began a bit uneasy. I do think it got funnier as it went along. I did like the Ludacris Windex scene and the... speaking of Tiny Lisa Jr. is actually in the film as well. Speaking of Debo, I mentioned that before. He's also one of the people that works at this car wash. So again, the supporting cast isn't more intriguing than the two leads. And like I said, I do wish they cast... two other people as the leads. I mean, cast Eminem and Ludacris as the leads, or cast... I don't know, it doesn't have to be two rappers, it could be anybody, and cast them as the lead. I think that would work. But, I mean, if you don't do like the Ice Cube Kevin Hart, instead of Ride Along, cast him in this. Because at least Ice Cube, he's worked with DJ Pooh on Friday, so he could do it, and Kevin Hart, maybe you tone him down or do something with him. Or Mike Epps. There you go. Mike Epps. All About the Benjamins I love. So I would have Ice Cube and Mike Epps. Actually, yeah. For me, it's a better fit. Because, again, they did All About the Benjamins together. And I really enjoy that. I think that's a bit of an underrated comedy. Love All About the Benjamins. But have those two as the lead. Ice Cube and Mike Epps. I think this would have been a much better received comedy. I really do feel that way. And that should have been done instead of Friday After Next. It's like one Friday too far. I like Friday. Those two worked well on Next Friday, but the third one, nah. Again, could just put those two guys and you do this film. But yeah, again, by the end of it, it was still a time waster. Still, yeah. Like the cinematography, the direction, there's not much to talk about because most of it is either in a couple houses or the one car wash. So again, there's not really much to talk about in terms of editing or scope or cinematography. The music, nothing really stands out that made me go, oh, I love that song. So I don't think it has as much of a great soundtrack as, like, even the first Friday, I still remember teeth their heads ringing, ding ding dong, ding 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 dong, teeth their heads ringing. And you know, this one I can't even remember any of the songs. Maybe there are decent songs. It's just I can't remember them. But yeah, overall, starts off weak. It got a bit funnier as it went on, and again, at the end of the day, I don't hate the film. It's a time waster. I wouldn't see the film again. Again, it's not up there with Friday or next Friday. But, yeah. It was still an entertaining enough time waster that, I probably give it like maybe a 3 out of 5 star. Probably. Maybe 2.5 because the two leads are pretty weak. 2.5 to 3, I don't know which, but again, I've seen much, much worse. But I've seen better too. So, again, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.